morning, everybody. Bowing to the lotus feet of His Holiness Shri Shri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, I take the privilege to welcome you all for the second day of our International Conference on Digital Innovation Transformation, Southeast Asia. Today is the second day and let's keep the tempo going. We have an eminent speaker amongst us, Mr. Achutha Bachalli. He is an IT and a software industry veteran with over 3 decades of business experience. Achutha has founded Unilog Content Solutions. Unilog is a global technology company which is specializing in e-commerce and product data management in B2B marketplace. Their flagship product is CMM2, a software platform designed to facilitate commerce and communication between businesses. Under his leadership, Unilog has grown from small technology startup to becoming one of the top 5 e-commerce solution providers. Achutha holds a master's degree in industrial engineering. As a chairman and chief advisor of InfoPine, Achutha assists the leadership team in setting realistic, obtainable goals. His advice activates the skill of the leadership team within their current role and helps groom them for their next. He also assists team to produce high-quality decisions that define them, their authority and their effectiveness. He provides InfoPine a confidential sounding board, thinking room and support for working through crucial and often complex decisions. His advices have been instrumental for InfoPine's success. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Achutha Bachalli, sir. Can we have you on stage, please? So the stage is all yours.
I come from the Guru's side.
That is for the microphone, sir. Yeah. This is for the YouTube live that we go.
Oh, okay.
I'll just pin it over here.
Sure.
So that there will be no echo.
Right. Shall I start or? I would like to stand and speak because, then it covers my age. Good morning to all of you. Shall I come good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning to all of you. Thank you for having me here today in this important digitization conference for Southeast Asia. And I would like to kind of give my experience and also talk about the digitization that's happening. So is it okay if I come here? Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Good support. Thanks. So let us begin with, looking at what is happening in Southeast Asia as an overview, right? So in Southeast Asia, we have a $4 trillion economy, which is almost like 4 trillion we have in India. And we have about 460 million internet users. You can imagine 460 million internet users, 70% of access through mobile. That means, as you know, what is your average of screen time? Can anybody tell per week, per day? Do you use 5 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours? 4 hours. I use 5 hours. So digitization is now in vogue because that is a reflection of how much you are connected to the digital world. Another reason that is why digitization is becoming important is youthful population. So there are a lot of youth in this, if you take Japan or if you take even China, the problem is of youth population. The Southeast Asia has very good youth population, so the future is going to be good. Then there is a lot of startup energy which is happening. You have STEP just behind you. STEP has 29 startups, and Mysore itself has about 150 to 200 startups. So if you take one city which can be networked to the country or Southeast Asia, there is a huge potential for startups and MSME to scale up, because the future is going to be making innovation and R&D. And if you don't make innovation and R&D, which can be done brilliantly through connectivity, which is digitization, we will, we'll really see a Southeast Asia which is prosperous. And as you know, mobile first is the rule. Today, maybe I stopped going to the bank for 5 years, taking a cab, transferring money, UPI, everything is digitization. There is a total e-governance, as you know how Aadhaar works. So you have a complete digitization platform for growth and connectivity and e-governance, and most importantly, it improves productivity. It improves quality of life. It's because I don't go anywhere and I can get everything done. Sometimes you are so free that you can go to gym and take a walk because everything else is done on the digital mobile phone. The other concept that are coming more so in other Southeast Asian countries is smart nations and smart cities. Smart cities and smart nations allow, like for example, Singapore, you have an app called My Info, which gives you pre-filled KYC and connects the whole of Singapore. And so there are similar apps, and we have our Aadhaar and UPI. We'll come to that. So digital transformation is not optional now. You cannot think that, I can do digital transformation, I don't need to do, I will take a decision. No, digital transformation is coming into your life, internet is coming to your life like electricity. You imagine a world where there was no electricity and how electricity has worked. Bill Gates calls it killer application. Once the killer has come, now digitization has come. This digitization and internet is such a killer application that it will change the way you live. And I don't have to tell you now, artificial intelligence is also doing that. Okay, I want to share some personal journey because it will make more interesting, because in the conferences, you'll get a lot of statistics on what I am talking. I will tell you what I have done in this digital field in the last 25, 30 years. I started, after my main career was over at 48 to become an entrepreneur. So I'm one of the very old entrepreneurs to start working. Now, I started with data entry. I'll not go in the sequence, but I'll tell you what all I touched. Data entry was we were doing for US libraries digitization, because those days, 20 years, 25 years back, digitization of libraries was a big thing. So I used to do about 25 to 30 MB data conversion, 99.98% accuracy with double entry and double verification based on a hidden software. This is hidden software, means each verifier and the entry operator will see separate softwares. I will not go into the technology, but that is how I started my career. And made a mistake. I signed an exclusive arrangement with a US Indian company, and I couldn't make money there. So the whole idea is to pay salaries and pay bank loans, and I was not able to do that. So I switched on to CAD GIS, mechanical drawings. You digitize them, and once you digitize them, you can store them, you can access them, you can search them, and therefore there is a lot of CAD conversion that was being done when I started after the data entry. So this digitization went into the next level, where we procured an order from Bell Canada for digitizing their telephony, that time landlines, that means there's a telephone exchange, use GIS. CAD is for conversion the drawing. GIS is putting it on a map. That means you put the geographical location, the manhole, the telephone exchange, and connect it, convert it digitally. So if there is a serviceman going and opening a manhole and connecting a new connector, he can just update there, and the whole thing gets updated. So you know in the system what is happening instantly, and that caused a lot of solutions to Bell Canada those days. That was about 400,000 drawings we did it over 2 years. So that was the digitization which I did. Then I came to photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is, if you know chemical plants or nuclear plants, they undergo changes. When they undergo changes, there is no digitized drawings which were originally made at the time of construction of the plant. So when you take a shutdown, you imagine there is a heat exchanger, but there is a reactor. So your whole plan of conducting the shutdown gets extended. So people wanted as-built drawings. So we did what is, with a UK cooperation, we did what is called photogrammetry, which takes pairs of photographs in 2 days, which otherwise would take 3 months to measure, and it is also dangerous in chemical and nuclear plants. You take a pair of photogrammetry, bring it back, and also make a survey point. The survey point in the plant will give us the coordinates. The photogrammetry pairs will give us the as-built, and from there you generate 3D drawings, and then use those drawings to generate 2D drawings of isogen. Isogen means isometric piping and electrical, whatever you have for building a plant. So before the shutdown, you know how exactly the plant is looking, and therefore you don't extend your shutdown times. Imagine a refinery like the one we have in Jamnagar of Ambani's. It is a huge loss if you extend the shutdown by 4 days, 5 days. This was the thing which we did, and then we did what is called plant design systems. That means when you put a new plant, you have electrical, mechanical, plumbing, all these engineers working independently, and they have to generate the drawings digitized in an integrated way. Because if you take a civil structure, and if there is an interference between electrical and HVAC ducting, then you don't know how to do the layout. So this is what we did next in the PDS, which is called Plant Design System. It is a software developed by Intergraph. We were using that as a services. So what I'm trying to say is that these are all digitization which happened, where I had dirtied my hands. Now, business-wise, what happened? This was an idea which we had done too early. For example, from photogrammetry, we moved to laser. That means you have a 3D building like this. You put a laser, and that laser will impinge the objects. And based on where it hits, it will give me a 3D cloud. And that 3D cloud I will analyze in software. And that software will give me as-built 3D drawings. So again, these were all front-end technologies at the time when we did about 20-25 years back. Unfortunately, I want to share my not success and how technology has burnt me also. What happened was we went to the companies like Bechtel. Bechtel is one of the strongest engineering companies in the world. So they told, look, your excellent idea and it will all work to build as-built drawings. But I will do it in 2 days, which I am taking 6 months. Today, I am charging the customer 6 months into 10 engineers into $250 per hour. You are going to finish this in 2 days. So my customer would pay 1/10 of it. So that time they were not keen on, they wouldn't tell us this, but they would not keen on buying the product. So I'm just telling you what kind of barriers can come. I hope you understand. So then it so happened that I kind of started Unilog. That's about 20 years back again. And when we started Unilog, the idea was to allow American customers to use the products they had. There were a lot of people who used to sell the application layers on the, for B2B distributors. That means if I'm an electrical distributor selling electrical things, I have dealers with me. And the dealers will deal with me on online. We wanted to deal, they wanted to deal, they had a product, but they didn't have data. So we started with what is called content creation. That is what Unilog had. If you guys know, or from Mysore, you know, we had about 1,000 people one time to do data conversion, which means you take, they're all engineers. So what you do is you have HVAC, piping, safety, electrical, any distribution area. Supposing you take electrical, then we would go to the manufacturer's website and scrap all the data, create what is called a taxonomy, and classify as per UNSPSC, which is a 4-level classification. And after classifying 4-level classification, we will make that data very rich and give it to this distributor. So this distributor will take the data, use this product, and go completely digital. So therefore, the whole, we work with Staples, Lowe's, and all that, all the companies in the US. Then one of our customers whom we were giving this data was an MSME company. He told us, why are you not making the product? Because this technology is expensive here. So why don't you do it in India, the same technology, and along with the services which you are giving of all this content. So we said, okay. So we actually ended up doing 5 million SKUs for the American distributors from various manufacturers, structured data. And then we started doing a product. And we got one person from US who was our customer. He stayed in Southern Star for 1 month and told us what are the rules to do it. So we built a product. And that product is our flagship product today. That is called SIM and CX1. We have various names. And this was given to distributors. And how we sold? Why did an Indian company making a product was able to sell? Please understand that the differentiation here is the services we came out 15 years back, 18 years back, we came out of services. In the sense, our focus became product. So product means, I want you guys to understand that product and technology, unless you innovate, India will not really have any strength. So in order to do that, you have to work on technologies. Today, we are talking about chips and semiconductors. And this is also equally important to understand what technology we can do. So we took up the technology route. It is a difficult route because for a small company like us, we landed up spending $10 million on technology, having an office in US with 30 people, let's say sales and R&D people. So it was quite a job, but we delivered a technology which they used. Why did they use? The company called Grainger was an online company. And Grainger was a multi-billion-dollar company, and none of our customers could really equally compete with us because they were small. So internet is a level playing field, you know. Today you see reels anybody can do. So it is a level playing field. So in this level playing field, what happened was because we gave them this product, so the internet provided them an opportunity to be able to compete with likes of Grainger and expand their businesses. So we had, it had to be on the cloud because we don't want anybody to worry about how to set up and how to do and how to run the servers. So we gave it on the cloud. It was a SaaS subscription model, which attracted ARR. So, you know, the novelty we introduced 15, 18 years back in technology, in subscription, SaaS, and we gave this 5 million SKUs. So it was like a bundle of digitization. So this is a digitization conference. I am sharing my experience of digitization. So it was we have 200 customers today. We have grown, and of course, I have taken exit. My son is running. So the whole company is now shifted to US because of the reasons why somebody who bought from us is gone there. But the idea is that the technology was developed in-house in Mysore, Bangalore. So that is the, you know, where I want you to get inspired about building technologies, and STEP is just behind you. So, or managing technologies. Now, I don't say everybody has to do that, yeah. So then what do I do now? So I actually decided that SAP, which is the biggest ERP in the world, has one platform which they made for Konakopelli refinery, which they use, and then with that base they go to each vertical, whether it's a pharma or textile, they go there, and then they use an implementation partner and an integration partner and build it. There are two problems with it. One is it is American product, it's very expensive. Secondly, it takes quite a long time to implement. I mean, now that might have improved, but that's what I'm talking about 3-4 years back when there was no AI at that time. So we decided to take up vertical specific ERPs. How many of you know what is a ERP? Enterprise resource. Yeah. So it is basically a digitization of the whole company, simply stated, from purchase order to invoicing. It is a one flow, and therefore it increases the efficiency. It gives you better dashboards. It gives you better reports. It gives you better grip on operations. We have production planning for loom management in a textile ERP, all that. So I may be disconnected because people, if they don't know ERP, they may not understand what I am saying. But it is basically a digitization platform, right? So we are working on specific ERPs. That means we go to a textile and we give a textile ERP, and that textile ERP will understand warp, weft, it will understand yarn, and it will understand the loom, it will understand loom efficiency, it will, you can do Industry 4.0 with the data loggers, the IoT that is coming in, and therefore the whole thing can be elevated to the next level of production where we can become more efficient in textile ERP. Similarly, for distribution, one more company I am associated with, and third one is PCB manufacturing. PCB manufacturing and PCB trading also we have ERP, vertical specific. So the implementation time is reduced to 2 to 3 months, and customization is about 2 months max. And then you are out and there's one stop. There's only one company is responsible for end to end. There is no implementation partner, integration partner, and license partner, etc. So that is the advantage I kind of dreamt of doing, but not, you need huge funding for this kind of concept to do to each vertical. So we have touched now 3. One is the ERP of textiles in Infomine. I'm working with another company called Exynos, which we are partnering with, which does the PCB, and one a textile company in, sorry, not textile, the distributor company in Bombay. So I'm losing that. These are all specific ERPs working on that concept. Okay. So now all this is being done, and while this is being done, the great artificial intelligence has come in. So what is the impact of AI now? See, AI is such a, like it is again like internet, it is a killer application. So what happens is the shop floor can work on Copilot, Copilot Studio, Copilot Space, and GitHub, and the whole coding can be written. A to Z, generated, tested, delivered. Imagine. So that means you need only people who can prompt, who can deliver the things. So the AI is the same thing is happening in digital marketing. It is pervasive, and in everything of digitization it's able to do LLM. So what happens is we are now trying to do what we call agentic flow. That means the AI can talk to various apps, and also to data is the king. So if we have textile data, right, because we are doing ERP, so we using that data and using agenting and LLM, large language models, the first level we are doing fine tuning and prompting, but the second level we intend to build an operational research oriented stuff, in which this is where management people like you should get excited actually. So you have to understand 2 functions which become important: statistics and mathematics. So you should be able to do or build algorithms, and these algorithms can be fed with outcomes and optimized, and therefore you get a much better accuracy in the optimization fields. The optimization can be anything: production planning, throughput, it could be machine utilization, it could be demand forecasting, it could be inventory planning, And one of the dreams I have is that we could go to the next level of CEOs, playing games virtually without risking in the field. That means if I want to reduce my inventory levels, I put 4 models of decision making, run it on the data and projected data, and optimize which model is running the best, and that I use in the company. So it is a what if model. So operation research is going to take, according to me, a huge step. I'm sure SAP and all will do it, but we also have an opportunity to do this. Now I come to the last point of my work, I would say. I have not really got into ASEAN and all the big things. What we have done, we are trying to say. This is a wearable. I bought it in Titan I Plus for 35,000 plus. I got my lens done for 5,000. I wear it 24/7 and I am connected to Meta with voice command. And I can get all my music in this. I can do video. I can take this video of this. I can take a picture, which I don't want to spy it out, so we have to announce and take. But the wearable is becoming the next level of your working on AI. That means there is already Oakley, which is producing golf automatic wearable, and this is actually Ray-Ban, the one I am wearing. So what goes to the next level is that I go to a company as a CEO with a textile company. I am doing a wearable, and I just go and stand in front of a loom and say, when was the last breakdown, how long it took, which spares got replaced, and I will ask whether the spares are in stock. Through my voice command on that data set. Because data is with me, I will create an LLM, I will create an EKB, I can ask a query like I asked on ChatGPT. So I can question that and it should be able to say. I mean, this is the level to which you can take a wearable. I mean, I don't know, this is like dreaming, So as young people, as people who are doing these international conferences, you must dream. You must dream and do POCs and MVP and then grow it into an industrial scalable business. So you have to get excited. I don't know whether I'm making the right talk here, but I hope it makes some sense to you. Okay, now problems with AI, because you must know what are the problems with AI. AI hallucinates. AI has bias. So you must check the bias. Which country it is made, they will put some rules as a bias. And they create narratives. The low-level ARIs in social media, especially Facebook and YouTube, are creating narratives which can actually change the behavior of the population itself. Okay, so they can kill and make people. That's why technology giants are more important than politicians, because they can make and kill a country or Twitter or whatever it is. So these narratives, one has to be very careful, because it happened in Myanmar. A genocide happened because the Meta people did not know Burmese language. And the whole narrative was built by the algorithm, not by any person. And it influenced the people. So we have to be very careful in understanding that. And you also know it will hack culture. Like you hack operating systems, you can hack culture. Because what is culture? Language, intimacy, language and storytelling. Intimacy, language and storytelling builds a culture. If all this is available to them, the AI, I call them because AI is also like a companion to me. I converse with it every day. So that particular thing will gush out a better technology. For example, I am a student of Kashmir Shaivism, and any doubt I have in Kashmir Shaivism, I ask ChatGPT. It will give me from all the scripts what is the best solution and what is the best method. And that is so profound. And it writes in Sanskrit. It writes the translation in Sanskrit. It makes a yantra in Sanskrit. Imagine, I have a library full of yantras made by ChatGPT, based on my insights and scripts. Imagine where AI is going. I mean, this is a low-level AI, very, very low level. I am not using any agentic here, no LLM, no ring fencing, no optimization. Simple knowledge, it is able to gush out, but it can be biased. It can be not right. So critical thinking is required. So in education, you need to do that critical thinking. So I'm concluding with ASEAN country. Am I okay? Is it okay? 5 more minutes. I think I'm next. Huh? Five minutes, okay. So I will now just your seminar subject I will just gush through. The trends are in key technology as AI, which I have spoke about, IoT, Internet of Things. Srinivas is, who is coming next to me to speak, is an extraordinary person who was involved with our Nandan Nilekani in the architect. So nice to see Shiv Shankar. So he is one of the best people in the in Mysore today to talk about IoT and Aadhaar and UPI and all that. So I think he's a great guy. Then you have blockchain coming, data analytics coming, mobile first, fintech. Fintech is UPI and all your stuff, and cloud working. So there are some challenges. For example, when we talk about digitization of the whole Southeast Asia, ASEAN countries, the problem is there is a digital divide between rural and urban, which has to be addressed. So we address it through 5G, fiber optics, and also through private and public cooperation. Legacy systems have to be changed to open modernization, open API. See, AI works on open API because any of the apps, any of the data you have, you work actually through API, to make the agentic programming. So this is where it becomes very necessary to have open API and cloud, and cyber security is very, very important because everywhere I heard, even yesterday I heard in InfoPoint that somebody, some American customer, when she logs in from California, there is a cyber attack. So that particular thing has to be made zero trust security, which means any breach we should be able to prevent. So that's another area. I'm only mentioning areas because I think I'm already run out of time talking about myself. I'm sorry. Talent gap. There's a lot of talent gap that will happen because you have to reorient education. One of the biggest problems we have in this country is our syllabus. And NEP has addressed to some extent, but I don't think we are anywhere near China. 62% of them are educated differently than us. Of course, we have made very good people in US working for us today from IITs, but that's only a small group. If the country has to go ahead, the education has to change. Schools should not get closed, actually. Schools should get opened and reorient themselves. Okay, and that's something which I think is very important. Then the case studies, Aadhaar 1.38 billion, UPI 12 billion monthly transactions, we are the highest. Singapore, my info I talked about, from hailing a cab to fintech they have gone. They are also all working on smart city and e-governance. And in summary, I would just say people, technology, and processes, and from pilots to platform impact, you have to build. Now, last one message I will give and I will stop. One small paragraph. Now, this is a message which is from my heart, and this is given by ChatGPT, not by me. It knows me, and it knows what I work with, and it knows my personality. So it says, beyond code and cloud, beyond nations and names, it is love and compassion that truly transform. Let us remember, the light of consciousness wears no badge of religion, language, or caste. In this era of digital acceleration, may we not just build smarter systems, but kinder societies. May we use technology not to divide, but to dissolve illusion, return to truth that we are one. Photograph of Srinivas was there when I was talking. That is, we are one. Thank you.
Esteemed speaker, for your very inspiring keynote address. We really appreciate your valuable insights and thought-provoking ideas, sir. Your expertise and experience have been truly enlightening. Thank you very much. I'd like to felicitate the speaker.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Very
very much.
inspiring. This class is really very
Yeah, I can take your photo right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. I would actually want to know how it works. I mean, maybe later.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Does anybody have any questions to ask?
Any questions? I'll go there, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, you were talking about vertical ERP.
Ah.
How about the interoperability with the other systems, for example, CRM systems or ACM systems?
Yeah, we'll integrate with API. For example, even in our e-commerce of Unilog, we need to get price and delivery from ERP system because we are an e-commerce company. So we write APIs and ESB you have heard of APIs and ESBs will solve that problem. Okay, so I don't think it is a problem because every person now who writes a system will have an API of publication. So you will be able to, early kernel, we used to call earlier days. Now it is API in protocol. Yeah.
So there is no absolute problem with the SAP.
Not at all. In fact, tomorrow we are having a discussion for a customer who wants to use our iTex cloud in the textile and use SAP's finance, FAS system. Any other question? Okay.
Yeah. Next keynote. Ready? Well, you can off. Off.